There's a difference, and I know this may seem like a take that is accepted usually, but there's a big difference between childhood shows that just don't age well and childhood shows that age very well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that. 100%.
Past couple of podcasts, I've mentioned that I'm watching the X-Men cartoon from the 90s, and it's clearly made for kids,
Mm-hmm.
and it has its problems, but it's really good. It's a fun watch, and it's a good show. It has its problems. Sometimes they stick two-parters in the middle of a season that has nothing to do with the overall season story. There's massive continuity issues. Sometimes the voice acting really doesn't do it for me. But in terms of a TV show that's made for kids, I'm watching it right now, and I'm enjoying it thoroughly.
That's what I think about, like, the later seasons of Adventure Time or, like, regular show. Like, they're obviously 100% made for kids, but then, like, shit like Adventure Time will take on, like, this deeper under meaning that's just kind of like, oh, this show actually goes kind of hard, and then it'll draw you in.
And it completely flies over your head when you're a kid.
Oh, and yeah, 100%.
It's like shows like SpongeBob try to do that, and I just don't connect with SpongeBob. I never enjoyed SpongeBob, even as a kid.
Like, I get most of the kid shows are kind of like turn your brain off and enjoy kind of thing, but SpongeBob, like, hit that too well. I guess. Like, they realized what they did, and then they sort of, like, did a redesign of the show, if I'm not mistaken, and kind of made it more childlike.
See, I couldn't get over. Everybody, when they talk about childhood shows, they're like, oh yeah, SpongeBob is S tier, SpongeBob is A tier, SpongeBob is one of the... No, it's not. It's overrated.
SpongeBob was good when you were a kid, but that's one of the shows that, like you said, just didn't age too well.
Even then, I found myself, I guess when I was over the age of maybe 11, where I was like, SpongeBob is just an annoying... Yeah. I wanted to shoot myself. Dude, I know it's a meme, but as soon as I got older than 11, I'm like, I'm team Squidward. Squidward, can you please leave me the fuck alone? For the love of God.
Right. Especially nowadays, I find myself vibing with Squidward so much because just like, I don't like people. And especially when you come at me with too much energy that I'm not prepared for, it's just kind of like, get away from me. Like,
but there's examples.
Let me wake up.
There's examples of this when, watching the X-Men show and watching like Nightcrawler and hearing like a legit French voice actor. And then I go back to one of the shows I liked as a kid, which was The Sweet Life on Deck. And I think it's a two-parter where they're in Paris and there's a guy that is American doing a French accent. And it is so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Dude, as a kid, I was like, yeah, he's a Frenchman. As an adult, I'm like, you don't show your face in Paris. You'll be shot.
You will be canceled. Sorry.
Yeah, because you hear Nightcrawler and it's very like smooth and whatever. And you hear that guy and he's just, what do you mean? What?
It's not, I mean... It's stuff that'll pass for the time, but now just like, no, it doesn't work, and it seems stereotypically racist.
Have you ever seen a movie as a kid? You go back and watch it now, and you're like, God, I was a fucking idiot. Why? What happened?
There were a couple. I'm going to see if I can try. It was always a show or a movie that was on like Disney Channel. They showed like
a Dcom.
No, I mean it's like on the par with like High School Musical.
Yeah, Disney like Channel original movie. That's what a Dcom is.
Never heard it called that ever.
Well, you don't delve into as much brain rot as I do. There's an entire community where they're like, oh, we like to just sit down and watch old Dcoms, Disney Channel original movie. So I just use it because it's easier.
That's first for me. I'm learning that today, I guess.
But I always imagine like Jump In. Jump In was always a movie that I loved, where Corbin Bleu played that boxer. with the double dutch. I don't know if I'd be able to go back and watch it and it'd be the same.
That's like me with a lot of like High School Musical, especially like the later ones. Like I remember loving like especially the first one when I was a kid.
Loving it?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Dude,
I was a theater kid.
Of course you were. Me and my brothers always saw them. We're like, that's gay. That's for girls. Just because it had singing in it. We were like, it's gay. We said all of it is gay unless it was The Boys Are Back. In the second one, we're in the junkyard with Corbin Blue and
that one scene.
Zac Efron.
The Boys Are Back.
That and he's singing on the golf course. I want my own dream so bad I'm gonna scream. And then I think it's in the third one where he's singing in the high school and all of a sudden it starts turning.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that one? Those three, rest of it was gay.
I like how you're like, yeah, everything was gay, but I know all of the lyrics to these three songs, you know.
I said one line and all of a sudden you're like, oh, you could probably play Sharpay's part, couldn't you?
It's enough to convince me.
No, they even tried to sneak a little baseball scene in there, but they made it intentionally gay because the guy that surrounded it around was gay.
Look, you do what you gotta do.
Swing.
But I mean, I don't even remember what the original topic was. Oh yeah, I do. But like those movies, I guess Dcoms were like movies that I liked when I was a kid, but then they get overplayed, especially, and then I got older and was just like, no.
Do you have any movies? Do you have any movies? I have a bunch of movies. Do you have any movies that are kind of locked in your memory as like, okay, I'm being ultra specific right now, but there was a couple times where I had woken up in the middle of the night and Disney Channel was on and it was like a random ass 1992 movie that I remember one where it was like a haunted cave, an Australian guy and his dad, and there was a boat. And that's all I remember.
If I were to fall asleep watching TV, I would usually be on Cartoon Network. So I'd always get the Adult Swim shows. And usually whenever I wake up, since I was such a heavy sleeper when I was younger, it always had to be like some wild shit going on. And it was usually Robot Chicken that I always woke up to.
I don't know how many times I woke up to the Robot Chicken intro and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I secretly loved it. I was like, oh, my mom would hate for me to watch this, but her fault for letting me have a TV in my room.
Or when you're watching Nickelodeon and all of a sudden it's da 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 da.
Yep.
And just George Lopez.
Just fucking in the trampoline and shit. I never really fell asleep on Disney Channel.
For some reason, it's stuck in my head only one episode. Because I watched the George Lopez show. I watched a couple episodes of it just because I was too lazy to change the channel.
Yeah.
And the only episode I remember is his daughter getting a boyfriend that he didn't like.
I remember that episode.
They were upstairs with the door shut. And he said something about like, oh yeah, no, what if he just... Or no, her boyfriend sagged, right? And he's like, he's going to trip, and then all of a sudden his dick's going to be in her. And I was like, what? That's how that works.
I remember parts of that episode. I don't remember that scene at all.
No, I have memories of that. I have memories of like old 2000s. Like, if we say, do you remember the like white void that the Progressive commercials were shot in? Like the original ones with Flo, where it was the shelf and then it was just white. It was a massive white room. Why did they decide that and not just the store? It was like...
They were hyper modern before hyper modern exists, you know?
Yeah, I remember like Flash... Like if you ask a 2000 or 2010s kid, you're like, oh, like what do you picture a Progressive commercial? They're probably going to say that fucking idiot who... You remember that one where he drinks the chocolate milk?
Yeah.
And she's like, aren't you lactose intolerant? He says, yeah, but this isn't toast, it's milk.
I remember that, dude. I hated when Flo was gone for that hot minute.
Yeah, they should. brought her back, but they still have this little raggedy progressive crew. Just have flow. Just have flow. It's all right.
Flo was prime progressive.
I did hear, like, could you imagine wanting to be an actor or a comedian? You move out to LA and you're like, I'm going to make it big. And then you make it big as as a face of like an insurance company. Like the guy who does the Allstate, not Mayhem, the black guy.
Yeah.
He has done movies. I've seen him in movies. But every time I see him, I'm like, that's the Allstate guy. That's not...
I don't ever remember seeing that dude in a movie. Gotta be real.
It's never like a Avengers level movie. It's always kind of a B-list horror movie. That's the two things I've seen him in.
See, that's probably why, because I don't watch horror movies.
Actually, the one that you should watch, what's it called? It's like There's No Exit, maybe. Like this group of people get frozen in at this truck stop because of a blizzard. And it's like a murder mystery kind of thing.
I've never heard of that.
Well, it was a book. It was a book. Did you say The Pianist?
No, I did not say that.
I thought you said The Pianist.
No, I was thinking like Jake from State Farm, because he was...
Which one?
The white guy.
I was about to say the real one or the...
the real one
that killed him and took his clothes and shrink him down a little bit.
I'm talking about the real one, but apparently on a State Farm, apparently you have to like live a certain way just for the brand image, like at all times. Like
as a spokesman?
Yeah.
I thought you meant as someone who has their insurance. I was going to be like, fuck you.
No, like, Matt Rife, the comedian.
Yeah.
I believe he said he knew the new Jake from State Farm and said like he couldn't do anything like that could put State Farm in a bad light, like at all.
That's wild because that's wild.
Wild.
Wild?
Yes, you said it.
No, I was going to say wild. Okay, so my sentence is going to be, it's wild because I've just seen him doing side quests. But I guess my brain was like, quest and wild. But no, I've seen TikToks where he's like at house parties with random people.
Really?
He's courtside at like Lakers games, which makes sense. But people literally just be at a house party in LA and they'll be recording and people will be like, Is that Jake? Is that Jake from State Farm? What is he doing there? And he's in like a Letterman jacket. You're like, where's your khakis? Where's the red shirt?
You know?
Do you remember that Super Bowl commercial where they were like, all right, we're getting you a stunt double, and it turned out to be Drake?
No?
Yeah. I remember a lot of Super Bowl commercials because I watched the Super Bowl quite often. I still remember Puppy Monkey Baby. Do you remember Puppy Monkey Baby? That
sounds familiar.
Oh my God, dude.
That one sounds familiar just because of how weird it sounds.
It came out, do you remember Mountain Dew Kickstart?
Yeah.
It was Mountain Dew's first try at an energy drink. I believe now they have Game Fuel or whatever.
They still have Kickstart.
I've just seen a lot of Game Fuel. I haven't seen Kickstart. But Kickstart, I actually enjoyed their orange Kickstart was pretty good. But the commercial they did for the Super Bowl was two guys sitting and playing Xbox. And they were like, oh, I'm tired. And then this half monkey, half baby, half dog thing came through the wall just went, Puppy Monkey Baby. Puppy Monkey Baby.
Your math doesn't add up, sir.
I'm just saying it was part then. A third. It's you are discussing my mathematics when we're talking about a Puppy Monkey Baby hybrid, okay? Don't try to take any fucking moral high ground over me.
I mean, I just had to because it was the perfect time to do it. But yeah, I do remember that ad though.
My brother, because that commercial played so often, and my brother almost broke our TV because he was so sick of it.
You know what? I can't blame him. It would get annoying after a while. It's Puppy Monkey Baby.
See, and I don't want to be that guy, but do you watch the Super Bowl every year?
Yes.
A lot of people are amongst the ones that say Super Bowl commercials have just gotten worse. And I want to say like, no, there's been a couple good ones, but in reality, I remember ones from the early 2010s. I barely remember any from the past 5 years.
I was always the person to change the channel during the commercials, so I never paid attention.
Fucking pussy.
Well, if I couldn't watch the game and there was just commercials on, I would just change it to something else that's slightly less interesting, so I could
watch a commercial.
Why?
Watch a commercial. Just watch the commercials. Be a good consumer. Watch the commercials.
I don't need to be a good consumer. I'm not even paying for the channels.
I will say it's outrageous how much a Super Bowl commercial is.
I've seen prices. Yeah.
Last time I checked, it was $5 million to get your commercial, to get a 30-second ad.
A few years ago, I heard it was $2 million.
Oh, yeah. And it just keeps going up. Just like, do you know what the average ticket cost for the Super Bowl is?
No.
About like $12,000 a seat. A seat. A seat. If you want real close, it's about to run you 60, 70K.
So,
yeah.
Y'all trying to take out a loan to go see the Super Bowl?
The NFL really said, oh, most of our fan base is a bunch of blue-collar workers. Let's not get them out to a championship game.
The guys that, just watch football, enjoy their days off after a 12-hour shift.
The people making the kind of money to drop $60,000 on a Super Bowl ticket just for them, there's maybe 5 of them that actually keep up with the NFL. The rest of them are
there to make an appearance.
The rest of them are a bunch of celebrities or CEOs that couldn't give a fuck about football, but the NFL's like, come on.
Hey, some of them do, just not a lot of them.
It's so fucking stupid. NFL tickets in general are getting insane. Like, I think that to go to a Titans game in the Upper Bowl now, it still runs you about $150, $175 a ticket.
It's not even just NFL. College football games are getting up there. Like, any UT Knox game, if you buy a ticket, if you want a ticket, you'd have to know somebody, or else you're paying a shit ton of money.
See, that's why I kind of root for the Titans to suck. Because the tickets will be cheap. But no, I've told my lady if she wants to go to any sporting event, because she's never been to a sporting event, like a professional sporting event. She wants to go to any in Tennessee. It's going to be a Nashville Predators game. Unfortunate name. But Nashville Predators games are phenomenal.
Let's see, the last game I went to, well, when I went to Ohio, I went to a Cyclones game and a Browns versus, oh my gosh.
Cyclones?
The hockey team.
Cyclones.
Well, the Cyclones, yeah, hockey. It's an Ohio team.
Professional hockey?
Yes.
NHL?
Yes. Well, I'm not sure if they've actually gotten into the NHL yet. It was something weird along the lines of them almost getting into it or not.
Okay,
Cincinnati. I'm looking it up. I got you. Cincinnati Cyclones.
Cincinnati Cyclones. Yeah, that's not an NHL team.
No, it is not.
You said Cyclones and I thought Hurricanes, but that's in Carolina.
Yeah, no, they're in an agreement with the NHL's Toronto Maple Leafs.
There you go. Yeah, like the Predators have the Admirals. It's their minor league team that they'll draft a guy, send him to that team until he's ready. Get him some reps there.
Okay. And then we went to a Chiefs versus Browns game.
Was that the playoff game?
No.
That was just a regular season game? Was it when Baker Mayfield was still the quarterback?
Don't ask me that.
How long was it ago?
January.
Oh, this year?
Yes.
Okay, no. It was when it's when Bill Cosby was the quarterback. Fucking loser. Or he might have been hurt then, but that's unfortunate. How was it, by the way? How was the Browns game?
It was not bad, actually.
You got to watch Patty Mahomes. Got to watch him go out there.
And we got to hear the fucking song 18 million times.
Did you get the reference, by the way, in the
No.
fantasy league when you named your team Froggy Fresh and I said you got to have Patrick Mahomes?
No, I didn't get that at all.
It's because Patrick Mahomes talks like this. Hey, guys, let's go out there and have a good game. Talks like Kermit the Frog.
He does talk like that, yeah.
So everybody calls him. The Raiders, who is a legendary rival with the Kansas City Chiefs, they dressed a Kermit the Frog puppet as Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes is going to throw for 504 touchdowns on them just because.
I mean, hey, that one's warranted, I guess.
What is your relationship with sports in terms of watching?
I watch them when I can, really. Not like, I don't really make plans to watch games. It's kind of like, hey, are y'all watching the game? And then I'll join them.
Sports has been probably the biggest thing in my life since I was born. Watched the Titans growing up, and then that fell into the Vols. And that, I don't watch Nashville Sounds games. I don't really watch baseball, mostly because there's not an MLB team. I'll go to a Sounds game. I've discussed on here how Sounds games are stupid fun to go to. But
I didn't have... I mean, I played too many sports to not really care, I guess. Like, when I was younger, all I played baseball, soccer, basketball, football, and I think that was it. Just, like, on repeat when I was younger.
I didn't play soccer. Fuck all that running.
I remember watching a bunch of basketball games when we had a big old CRT at home. Mm-hmm. But that's about all I can get besides catching the Super Bowl every year and the game every now and then.
My lady gets very aggravated because football season comes around and my Saturdays, Sundays, Thursdays, and Mondays are full, especially on the evenings. And then football season ends. She's like, "Okay, you're done." But that's post All-Star break for basketball. So basketball and hockey take me to June, and in July, that's when baseball's starting to really heat up. So I start watching baseball, and all throughout that, I'm watching professional wrestling. So she's like, "Can you take a break?
Can you get a life?"
But no, one of my core memories as a kid, my dad took me to Nashville Predators games. Unfortunate name. I gotta explain that, by the way. 10 years ago, Nashville Predators, I thought that was the most badass name ever. But now if you go online and you're like, "Yeah, I'm a Predator," they're like, "What? You're huh?"
See, I've never been big into hockey, so I just...
Hockey, well, I'll explain this core memory real quick. So, I think we were playing the Red Wings, and this was back in 2011, 2009 to 2011, somewhere in that time frame. Peke Rinne, and one of the only sports memories I have is where I cried, where he circled the ice on his last home game after doing a shutout. Fucking phenomenal. Has a statue outside of Bridgestone Arena now.
All right.
But he saved, I think he had 5 saves in 2 seconds. Hit towards the goal, knocked it out, went to a Red Wings player just over and over, saved every single one and knocked the puck out. And the entire crowd was chanting MVP. It was so loud and so electric. Dude, I was like, I'm in love with this. This is fucking sick. I got to watch Game 6 of a Sharks series that we had a couple of years ago go into triple overtime. And my grandfather was getting so tired, but nobody would score in overtime.
See, if there's one crowd that I know, I guess 2 that are super hype about their teams, it'd be the Vols and the Predators. Unfortunate name, of course, but those are the 2 teams that I see everybody. It's if they're showing love, it's going to be for one of those 2 teams. Uh-huh. Out here, it's more Alabama because we're in the country, but anywhere else, it's usually Predators or the Vols. See, I never usually hear Titans fans.
No. And if you're a Vols fan, there is a massive portion of the Vols fandom that hates the Titans. Hates the Titans.
Really?
Couple of reasons. One, it's not like the Titans have been here forever. The Vols have been a football team here for almost 100 years, if not more, right? Yeah. The Titans were the Oilers back in the AFL and NFL, and they moved up here in the 90s. And so it's not like with a lot of the older generation, there's not deep roots that, oh, I'm a Tennessee Titans fan, right? Tennessee didn't have an NFL team for the longest time.
Makes sense.
But also, and this gets me so fucking agitated, Vols players bitch and moan when the Titans don't draft a Vol. When the Titans pass, last year, we drafted Will Levis when Hendon Hooker was on the board. And Vols fans were like, you're drafting a Kentucky guy? This is why I'm not a fan. Fuck you. Go fuck. Shut the fuck up.
That point of dislike where they can't make a right decision no matter what.
That, and it's just dicks. Dude, Will Levis is better than Hendon Hooker. I'm a Tennessee Vols fan, right? Tennessee. I jumped and screamed and came when they beat Alabama for the first time in 15 years, right? First time in my lifetime that I can remember, okay? I'm only 23 years old, okay?
Yeah.
Jump, scream, came. I wish Hendon Hooker all the best, and I know Z has no idea what fucking name I'm talking about. Nope. I wish Hendon Hooker all the best. Will Levis is better than Hendon Hooker. Tennessee Vols fans can eat a fucking dick. Holy shit. And they got pissed at the Memphis Grizzlies for not taking the Vol in the NBA draft. And they're like, this is why we're not Grizzlies fans. No one fucking wants you. Holy shit.
You paint these guys in such a bad light that they don't want your teammates. And then once they start drafting and they don't draft the people you want, suddenly they're still wrong.
I made a video about this where I asked people, I was like, college fans, do you give a fuck? Like, the Titans right now, one of the greatest players they've had of all time is Derrick Henry. Where did he go to college? Alabama. Right now, their left tackle, who looks fucking tremendous, J.C. Latham, went to college at Alabama. I fucking hate Alabama. Tennessee Vols fan. As soon as they become a Titan, as soon as they put on that two-tone blue, I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
The only knowledge I do know is that Derrick Henry is now in the Ravens.
Yeah, it's because you're a Ravens fan.
Yeah, exactly.
He's about to go stupid.
I know.
Stupid. That run game is going to be disgusting. And you have Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews. So it's not like defenses can just play up in the box. Because Lamar will fake that bitch to Derrick Henry and just, as long as Zay doesn't drop it.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I was watching that AFC Championship game last year, and when he fumbled it on the goal line, God fucking damn it. I wanted the Ravens to win so bad.
We did a mock draft the other night in a different league of mine, and I was trying to see what all they do. They were completely like, they didn't care because it was just a mock draft, but I was trying to gauge who would get who. Yeah. And I think like round 2 or 3, one of the other dudes got Henry, and I was like, oh. They know he's on the board.
Yeah, it's incredible because in my league, Derek didn't go, or in my family league, Derek didn't go till like the 6th, 7th, maybe even to the 10s. And that's just because he's old, and we're all Titans fans, so we're a little
bit hurt,
a little bit. When AJ got traded and we had our fantasy draft, I was like, "Who's gonna be the little fucking traitor? Who's gonna draft AJ? Who's gonna betray your kind?" I did have one thing happen where I was looking at a receiver in this family draft, and my cousin loves to steal players from me for whatever fucking reason. So I was like, "Yeah, I'm looking at this receiver. I'm not really sure though." And he was like, "Right?" He's like, "What receiver are you talking about?" I was like, "I'm not telling you because you're gonna draft him. I already know it. I'm keeping it to myself." Mm-hmm. And we had 2-minute draft timers, and it was getting down to 30 seconds. And he was like, "Huh." And just pressed, he said someone at random, and it was receiver unwanted. And right before that, I told him, I was like, "If you pick him, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. I'm not kidding." and he picked it, and I stood up, and he just took off. No explanation.
See, I'm ready for this year's like fantasy drafts, especially because now that, well, I don't know about I'm in 3 leagues this year. I don't know about one of them because it's my roommate's like family league, and they're just getting as many people as they can. They're running eliminations or something. And then
like
there's
the picker.
no like I'm going to pull it up here because it's on like the ESPN fantasy app, right?
Yeah.
And I believe it said something about, let's see here. It's running eliminations throughout every week. And each week, one team, whoever's the worst team gets eliminated.
That's interesting.
And it's going down to 6 teams. Something like that.
And that'll just be the playoffs, I guess?
Yeah, I guess.
See, I played in a league last year that was 32 teams. 32 teams. First off, the draft took 3 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe even longer. And you had to be really, really on your shit. And I actually did pretty well because most people just dropped out because they saw how dog shit their roster was. But I was like, that's way too much. I set the league that I brought you into, I set it at 20 because I was like, 20 might be good. And we ended up with 16. I don't think I could go any higher than 16. Because then it starts getting, you're already playing with everybody. Like, there's going to be 5 teams with a dog shit quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. And I might just pull some fuck shit to
Dude, in that 32 team league, they didn't do IDP, right? They did team defense, and people drafted 3 defenses just to get someone to trade with them. And I'm like, you fucking scumbag.
Yeah. And that's what I was afraid of doing until I saw IDP on this league. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
that'll be fine.
IDP, and I'm sorry for those who don't give a singular fuck about fantasy football, but IDP is better for me just because you don't have to worry about like drafting 2 defenses, or it just works like regular players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I already know who I'm going for, and I was about to reveal it, but fuck you. You're in the league with me.
Hey, we're going to be streaming that, this Sunday?
Not this Sunday. It's a few Sundays
Next
from
Sunday.
now. I wanted to make sure it was as close to the season as I possibly could because CeeDee Lamb hasn't signed an extension. He may be on the move. Brandon Ayuk may be getting traded. J.J. McCarthy just hurt himself, so there's no timetable on when he's going to be back.
Yeah. Oh, this draft is the 25th.
The 25th.
Yeah. My other draft is set for the 1st, I believe. So that's going to be something.
I was going to do it that week, but no.
Well, it's the first year in a few that we've been able to have a live draft at a set time because last year the draft took 4 days. Because we couldn't get everybody at the same time, so we just set the draft timers to, I think it was 6 hours or something.
See, the first year I tried to be... So I've done this TikTok mutual league for the past 3 years. Mm-hmm. And the first year I was like real lenient. I was like, yeah, just join up. I'm trying to get it done. Yeah. Second year I was a little more strict. And this year, I told you I sent out the invite and then I sent out a final warning. Because I've had multiple people, and I don't know if you saw, no, you didn't see this, but I've had multiple people say yeah, I'm down, I'll be in. I'm like, cool. I'll send the invite, and they'll never join. So this time I tried to make sure. I was like, hey, final warning. You let me know you want to be in it, and you're not in it. If you don't want to be in it, I don't care. But if you want to be in it, here's the invite. Didn't join. And then I get a message from them saying like, hey, I tried to, after I've set the draft time, set the teams, whatever. And they're like, hey man, like what the fuck? You didn't join. I told you 4 fucking times and you didn't join.
Yeah. I was going to see how many people ended up actually joining this one, and 16 people is going to be a wild league for me. Because I already don't pay too much attention to sports, but since I'm in 3 leagues, I'm going to kind of have to now.
We might try to spice it up. A little punishment.
Oh, man.
For whoever comes in last.
You're already one of the most stricter like rule setters in the leagues that I've ever been in, because I joined the league and I saw all those stat corrections and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no,
he knows what he's doing.
Not really.
Oh, okay.
What I do though is I go through and I'm like, you know what? I want to make this shit fun. I want to make it high scoring. So like usually like the 40, 50, 30, 40, 50, that's on 0. They don't give bonuses. But I'm like, fuck it. 3, 4, 5-point bonuses. So you end up with like Tyreek Hill scoring 70 points in a week.
I was going to say, yeah.
And people are like, what the absolute fuck? I got my ass kicked. Oh, you should have drafted better.
I've had Tyreek Hill on no stat corrections and already scored so many with him at least 1 or 2 games out of the season.
Oh, and I don't know if you read this, but with IDP, the big focus is turnovers and sacks.
I didn't see that. Cool.
Yeah, so big ass defensive ends or corners, that's the money makers. D ends, corners, and linebackers.
Okay, it's my first time playing with IDP. And what is that? 8 IR slots? Oh, bench. Never mind. 2 IR.
Well, okay, I was about to say I didn't set 8 IR spots.
I saw 8, and then I apparently skipped some, and then saw IR and was like, "What?"
I might increase them, but I'm also.
And for those that don't know, IR is injured reserve.
Yeah. I'm doing a dynasty league for the first time with my family where we keep the same teams and just draft rookies.
Oh. Wonder how that would go.
We wanted to delve into it. This past Christmas, though, we've been doing a family league for like 4 or 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And last Christmas, I gave you my heart, and the very next day, you gave it away. This year! But I wanted a trophy. I wanted something, so I got us a championship belt. It is pretty sick. It's pretty sick. It cost me $200. It's worth it. Big ass gold plates, a white strap. It's phenomenal.
Well, is there going to be a prize for the TikTok league?
Maybe. I've been thinking, like I said though, maybe we just develop a wheel of punishment for everybody who loses.
Oh, that'd be something.
And what's amazing is most of those guys are creators. There's some where I had to boost it. I think there's 5. There's 3 of my family members and 2 of their friends. But the rest, it's me, you, and a bunch of TikTok creators.
I mean, for the record, I'm not too much of a creator myself besides Red Light on Me, so...
Well, it will be streaming on RLJ Sunday, 7:30. Might go...
And that homie Z on Twitch, same time.
Might go a little earlier just so we can have a little chill out session, talk shit before the draft. That's what I'm most excited about, and I do hope that a lot of people join up the voice chat just to talk shit.
Yeah, I don't think many people have right now. Yeah, there's only 4 of us, and 2 of them are you.
Yeah, 4 of us.
Yeah.
Who's the other one?
Somebody with this name that starts with an S.
That might. I think I know who that is. Bet. That'll be. I hope that's not too overwhelming to hear all those fucking voices start shitting on each other for draft days.
I mean, I have been on Discord calls with a bunch of people playing League, and the shit talk got hilarious. So,
I think the most I've been on is like team chat in Overwatch. And it usually devolves into, what the fuck are you doing? I'm doing what? You know?
Yeah, we would just be like, you don't know where I am, and you're going to die. And then have them freak out, and then kill them 5 minutes later when they didn't expect it. It was funny shit.
Oh, by the way, I'm hearing a lot. Marvel Rivals, I think it's called.
I've heard good
that game
things.
I was telling you about.
Yeah.
A, it's going to be free to play, which is sick.
Yes.
B, it looks like a better version of Overwatch. Everything I hear about it, it's a better version, at least of Overwatch 2.
When I saw it, I was like, that looks a lot like Overwatch. So, yeah, that makes sense.
It's heavy based on Overwatch. It so clearly is. But they're using Marvel characters, which is sick. And I hear that, like, there's some, like, if you're playing a Spider-Man, you can swing out of pretty much any circumstance and almost just not die the entire match. So there's a couple things that they need to fix. But I hear a lot of and Hulk just is fucking useless, apparently.
I mean, it sounds about right.
Because
my roommate's been playing it. I know he streams it as well, I think. But
well, I know it's an open beta right now, but I wasn't able to get access to the beta.
He did. He got access to like 2 or 3 betas like recently for some other games.
What games are you looking forward to, by the way, this year and next year?
Really, GTA 6, first one that comes to mind.
Which we're probably going to stream almost every day.
Oh yeah.
Especially if it gets real fun. Or I don't know, because you remember GTA 5, it took almost a month for them to get GTA online.
That's fine. You could still stream it. I don't care.
Oh yeah.
If there's a single player mode, then of course, but
yeah, we can do maybe online. A private lobby as well.
Yeah.
I know for a fact if they try to release GTA Online with GTA 6, it's going to crash.
It's going to crash immediately.
That game, it's a real possibility that it doubles the sales of the highest selling game of all time.
What is that?
I know GTA 5's up there. I know Minecraft is up there.
Yeah, I don't really know. Game of all time.
Minecraft,
yeah.
300 million sales. See, Wii Sports is top 5, but that's kind of cheating, isn't it? Because it came with the Wii.
I don't know if they're counting coming with this console or buying it separately, because you could buy Wii Sports separately. It might have just been used games from GameStop that I'm confusing that with, but I feel like that was an option. But hey, GTA 5 is number 2 with a little over half of Minecraft sales.
GTA 6 might cross 1 billion sales, and I'm not even kidding.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not.
That's going to be insane. But what I'm looking forward to, and I don't even know if it's releasing next year, is Wolverine. That Insomniac game. The same people who made the Spider-Man games.
I didn't know that was coming out.
See,
I didn't
that's
know
what
that
I'm
game
saying.
was announced.
Yeah. They showed a little teaser trailer where it was like in a bar, and it showed this hairy-ass guy's arm, and then Wolverine's claws came out of it. Let me see if it has a release date. I started thinking about some games that I could possibly get to stream, and I was like, that game should be fucking sick.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar on which games are coming out now, or at least in the next few years.
Okay, it's still in development. That sucks. That sucks. But that should be awesome. That should be awesome.
Yeah, apparently, I just looked up new games in the next year, and Destiny 2: The Final Shape was one of the first one I saw, which is already out.
God, I fucking hate how they announce DLCs with new games. Shut up.
Yeah.
It's a DLC.
It's a DLC.
Fuck
100%. And they still charge you full game price for it, just like they did Forsaken.
And I'm still thinking about getting on Helldivers, but I feel like it's like there's still like 30,000 people that are playing it every day.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's almost too late to get into it.
It's almost fallen off from how much I'm hearing of it, because I don't hear much anymore. Like when it was first coming out, I had 4 or 5 different people tell me to buy the game. Of course, when I didn't have the money, but like one dude specifically FaceTimed me, was like, "Yo, you have to buy this game."
Well, I think that naturally was going to happen, but
yeah,
it's like when Overwatch 2 came out, everybody in my friend group was like, "Get on Overwatch 2. We're going to play Overwatch 2." And when that wasn't anywhere near the amount of PR that Helldivers got.
I was going to say, I heard nothing about Overwatch 2 until like 2 months after it released. And then I heard about it for the first time.
But Helldivers 2, I think it was up there, hundreds of thousands of people playing at a time.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It still has, I think on a good day, it's still 80,000. So it's not like it's completely dead. But
I mean, I know people that still play it today. I'm pretty sure if I'd go over to this other Discord, I'd see at least 2 people playing Helldivers.
I heard it was so fun. I heard it's the best way to do a live service game.
Yeah, I've heard they did it really well.
Which I'm so scorned. I'm so scorned on them just because of Overwatch 2 and pretty much everything that goes into live service.
There are some games that I wished would have a live service, but there's not much you could do. Like I was thinking of like Hogwarts Legacy. Like at one point, I knew I wished it had like a live service, but you can all practically do the same thing. There's not too much. What's the word? Not adaptability, but creativity to having different spells loadouts.
Oh, so you're just calling the devs stupid? That's crazy.
No, it's just good for a single player game. It's I don't think it would work well as multiplayer.
See, everybody apparently around Overwatch 2 shits on it. And I really enjoy playing Overwatch 2. And then someone said, yeah, I played it for like a month and a half and then I got bored. And I was like, what? I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what happened with me. I played it for like a month and a half and then it just kind of sat there while I hovered over going like, do I want to play it?
I remember when I first got my PC that like Overwatch 2 was one of the first games I downloaded because all of my friends were just like, yeah, let's play it together. And then I remember getting super busy with work and then never touched it. I don't think anybody did.
I do think what partially made me killed my love for the game is the one dude I would constantly play it with didn't want to play the regular stuff. He wanted to play like the modded stuff where you just make your character untouchable. And I'm like, this isn't fun. Overwatch is supposed to be teamwork, work towards an objective, not be this insane boss murdering everybody.
Yeah, it just kind of takes the fun out of the game.
But I brought this up because I found out that Overwatch 2 is supposed to have like a story PvE mode. That's the whole marketing around Overwatch 2 was the reason they just couldn't update Overwatch was because they were going to do this PvE mode. And it was going to be a story. And it was going to, you could go around and you could play with your friends throughout this story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Overwatch 2 came out and they were like, it's not out yet, but we're working on it. And then 3 months in, they were like, actually, we're not going to do it. It's scrapped. It's over. And everybody playing Overwatch 2 was like, it's the whole reason I got the game. It's free to play. It's the only reason I got the game.
Yeah, I mean, Overwatch and Overwatch 2, I kind of attribute to CSGO and CS2. It just really seems like reskins of the same game.
Yeah, I do hear CS2 is getting phenomenal. Like, CS2 kind of did it the right way.
I heard they did it horribly.
I heard from CS2 fans that they absolutely love it. But I guess there's always two sides to a coin.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I never really heard much good about it, but also I never played CSGO, so I didn't care too much either.
I mean, myself being a constant, sports game player, I think I've just gotten used to them releasing games and being like, it's new. Look at this. Look at that. But they're just bringing modes back that they took out of the game and they just made it a little sexier. And even then, if you go and look at like Madden 25 and you look at Madden 22, Madden 25 is in the one that came out
this year,
10 years ago. The 25th anniversary of Madden.
Oh.
If you look at that and look at Madden 22, it looks better. Madden 22 looks like dog shit. It looks, I don't want to say awful, but the padding looks weird. The fans look fucking stupid. Yeah.
That just sounds like EA to me.
Fucking EA, dude. And I've gotten so pissed off at College Football 25 because it's fun.
Okay.
College Football 25 is a fun football game. It's the best football game out right now. It's still not good. I shouldn't say not good. Is it better than Madden 25 is going to be? Probably. Is it better than the past 5 years of Madden? Absolutely. But if EA was hitting with Madden and they put out College Football 25, people would be shitting on College Football 25. But because it's the first college football game in 10 years or 10, 11 years, people are like, oh, we don't care. We'll ignore that. Just give it to us. And no, you shouldn't.
I've only ever heard people like really expecting that game, and they're always, everybody I've ever heard talk about it, it's always said it's going to be so good. Mm-hmm. And then you're the only person I know that's got it.
See,
you and one other person.
See, I didn't believe that it was going to be good until I saw Soft Drink TV's video. And he was like, no, it's a good game. It's not where it should be, but it's a good game. And I was like, okay, I'll pull the trigger because I want a good football game.
Yeah.
And the only thing great about it is Dynasty mode. Because recruiting is fun, playing the games are fun, especially on Heisman difficulty. Fuck with the sliders a little bit. But you still have the issues. What? You still have the issues where blocking is fucking horrendous. It is so. You will have linebackers and defensive linemen quite literally just running around the offensive lineman. I will try to run a screenplay, and the linemen that are pulling all get sucked into just this pile of people while the running back is out there in the middle of nowhere, and I have 5 fucking defensive linemen and linebackers running at me. I've seen where a Bengal on YouTube, and this has happened to several people, the center and the guard will merge, and it will look like they're doing doggy style, and it will make the snap fumble, right?
Really?
Coverage is still bad. AI intelligence, the computer is fucking stupid. Okay,
so that's what sounds like your defensive line is always the computer just being dumb.
Yeah, and oh my god, dude, I don't know how many the angles the defensive backs run at is horrendous. Running this way, my DB will be right here, right? And he will just go that way. Why? Why? That makes no fucking sense. Linebackers and defensive linemen will just stop and hesitate for some reason. I've shedded a block, pressed R2, which is turbo, to run at a quarterback, and the defensive lineman will just be like, and then try to go get him, and he's already 5 yards down the field.
It sounds like you're getting a new game bugs kind of thing that'll probably get fixed soon, hopefully.
No, it's an EA Sports game. They will not get fixed. They will stay in that game until you stop dumping money into it. And that's the unfortunate thing. They shit out these football games just to make another $1 billion in Madden Ultimate Team. And I'm sorry to dominate this conversation, but that's what it is.
I don't know much about it, so I'm letting you have it.
Okay, so do you know the Ultimate Team mode?
Yes.
Okay. They have made, I think off of one Madden, they made $5 billion in the Ultimate Team mode. People just pouring money into this mode, trying to buy the best team possible, only to buy the new game and redo it. Okay? This is...
That just really... I can't... I don't know how to get this out, but I don't really think I would shit on EA for that. I would rather shit on the people that buy the games, because it seems like EA is targeting them and they know exactly what they're doing, and they're just getting their money's worth. Or more than their money's worth, because they're making a shit ton of money off this game.
No, I think it's both parties. Because that's EA. Because not only do they get regular people, it's just profiting off of fucking gambling addiction. Because it's gambling.
Say the microtransactions were horrendous when I was younger, especially. I remember that. 2012, 2015, they were getting called out on it and still doing it because they don't give a fuck.
No, and it's made them complacent. That's why Madden has been shit for so long, because this mode makes them so much fucking money. And that is why people like me, I'll shit on EA for being the greedy fucking bastards they are, because they are. EA is known as one of the fucking greediest companies in gaming, period. Yeah. Right? Not just EA Sports, EA in general.
EA in general, yes.
EA was the front runner for loot boxes and shit back in
I was going to say, microtransactions, people knew and still know, and they'll go in and buy shit anyways.
That original Battlefront, holy shit.
Yeah, I've heard.
Well, not the original Battlefront, the one that came out in the 2010s, you know what I mean.
Battlefront 2?
But because that's why me and a lot of other people that fucking hate Madden now look at the people, playing Ultimate Team mostly and saying, stop! Stop! The game is fucking awful, and you are making it worse.
I have seen, you ever see, the reels or clips or stuff of, dudes playing Madden and then just absolutely destroying one another with jukes and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look good.
No. No,
it's just like
it's stiff. It's stiff.
Looks like a game from 2015, and I know they're playing one of the new ones.
It's stiff. The commentary is boring. There's bugs all over the fucking place. The crowd is just non-reactive. And for the past couple of years, people have been okay with, well, this game's a little better than the past. No. This fucking company makes billions of dollars a year. B.
Yeah.
There's no reason the game should be as bad as it does. But everybody who gets paid by EA, and I hate fucking doing this, but they come out, they took the check from EA and said, no, guys, it's gonna be better this year. I promise. Well, you have the Ultimate Team guys that are like, oh, look at this new pack that's coming. But no, you have the franchise guys that come out and be like, no, actually they added this. And then it turns out to be dog shit yet again. And they're stuck in this cycle. I'm going to hype up the game. It's going to be good. And then it's going to be shit and I'm going to complain about it. And over and over and over again.
All I've ever seen from like Ultimate Team stuff is usually soccer.
Yeah, FIFA has a massive Ultimate Team mode.
Yeah, and it's like YouTube channels were dedicated to it for a hot minute, and it's just like they've got to be making a shit ton of money. Either that, or they're just giving it to the creators, giving those packs to the creators just so they make content to get more people to buy it, which makes sense. But
Yep, creators have been called out because their packs are loaded. And it has happened. FIFA is also EA, by the way. Imagine how much fucking money they make off of 2 Ultimate Team modes. NBA has a My Team mode. MLB The Show has a mode like that. Mm-hmm. I get it. It's a good way to make money. But if you're going to ignore the rest of the game, and it is virtual cards that you will not have in a year's time, and you are spending tens of thousands. I'll accept the YouTubers, they're making their money back, right? Mm-hmm. Fuck them for promoting it, but whatever. But you, a regular ass person with a 9-to-5, taking half your check and dumping it into this mode where you get absolutely nothing out of it. I don't get it.
Yeah. I really don't either, because there really is no use to it. And I personally have never really gotten into it because I only played those games as like party games, but I have seen some people go into debt because of that shit.
I played MUT when I was little. Madden Ultimate Team. They just call it MUT. I'm sorry. But I played it when I was little. But as soon as I found out that you have to pay thousands of dollars to have a competitive team, I was like, you know what? No. First of all, I'm little and I have to get my mom's credit card. I'm not that kind of kid. Second of all, by the way, and this is a loaded topic to close on.
Okay.
You put me on to Caleb Hammer, right?
Yeah.
I saw this fucking clip, and I can't imagine people being this fucking stupid. But this chick said that she got a credit card, spent $4,000 of it, right? Mm-hmm. Told her mom, like, hey, I have 4,000 credit. She was like, what are you talking about? She's like, I have 4,000 credit. Like, isn't that great? And she was like, do you mean debt? And she was like, I used my credit card to pay for $4,000 worth of stuff. And her mom was like, what? And I was like, are you that fucking stupid? Like, my parents, my family didn't teach me anything about credit cards. I fucking know it. I know that. That's the most basic shit about that.
I'm not sure how real that is, but apparently, it's from what I've seen from most stuff, is that people are like signing up to go onto this show because they think they can take it. And it's just like, bro, you're making some of the stupidest decisions I've seen anybody over the age of 18 make. And you're thinking, oh, it's fine.
See, it makes me feel better about myself, if I'm being honest.
Oh, 100%.
It's making me, like, look in a mirror on some things. It's teaching me a couple things, but it's also making me feel better of like, oh, I'm not in as bad of a situation as that person.
Yeah, I'm saying I may be in debt, but I'm not in crippling debt.
Yeah, but I watched that, and this lady was really pushing back on him because he was like, okay, you're in financial struggle. The first thing you could do is save you $120. Just stop having Spotify Premium. Have you seen this clip?
I've watched full episodes, and there's two people that has pushed back from what I can remember, like, hard. He was like, no, you came to me.
Yeah, no, this chick was pushing hard. She was like, well, I have to have it. He said, why? She's like, I listened to hours of Spotify Premium or Spotify. And he was like, you can't listen to a couple ads? She was like, well, I listened to it for hours. And let me tell you something. I hate Spotify as a company. I'm looking for an alternative. But I listen to Spotify for hours. I don't have premium anymore. I don't fucking need it. Like, it's a little bit annoying that I can't choose, like, this new Scar-Lord album. I would love to pull up Spotify and listen to that whole album on at work and add the songs I want to add. But I can't do that. I can't do that without shuffling through his entire catalog. It's annoying, but I'm breathing. I'm breathing. I'm living. You can fucking live without it.
See, luckily, I'm well off enough that I can pay for Spotify Premium and not have to worry about it. It's just something that comes out whenever it comes out. I've forgotten when it comes out of my account because it just $12 isn't too much for me.
Well, it made me go through. It's like, yeah, with stuff like that, I don't really need it, and it could be saving me $120 a year that I could use, that I could be saving. You know, I mean, that's fair. I made the example to my lady where my grandfather was like, yeah, just save, even if it's like $10, just pull $10 out and put it in a savings account. And in my head, I'm like, well, I don't always have $10. And I'm thinking that as I'm buying a soda from the fucking work kiosk, when I could just get a fucking cup of ice and just chew on that and have some water instead of paying $2 for a soda.
I thought about that too, but I would rather, I mean, at my job, I could pay $2 for a combo meal and, you know, have a pretty decent sized lunch. And I don't have to worry about spending $10 elsewhere.
See, you see at Amazon, they have like sandwiches and stuff. Most of it is $5-6.
Yeah.
And it's
it was like that when I was there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No.
Yeah, they did that at FedEx too. They had put in a little lunchroom area where they had that vending or that little self-serve kiosk area, and it was the same price. It was the exact same brand. I forget what the brand is, but
I do have one less topic, but it could get into a bit of a conversation. So, do you want to save it for next week?
Yeah, we'll save it for next week.
All right, this was Red Light Homies, episode 31. A little bit of a more relaxed and everywhere kind of thing. We didn't really come in with a plan. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Let him get it out. Let him get it out.
Imagine if I just ripped ass.
Man, I would amplify.
Like you just heard. And it was wet. Anyways. Follow us on all the socials, Red Light Homies, everywhere. Trying to get on Twitter, but I fucking hate the app. On Instagram, Z is in charge of that.
Yes, sir.
Consistent.
Yep.
How we doing on there, by the way?
We're doing all right. It's about the same level as TikTok when TikTok hated us, but more.
All right. Well, we're on TikTok as well since he brought it up, Red Light Homies. Shorts coming out every single weekday. Clips coming out every Wednesday with full episodes coming out every Monday. Make sure you like, rate, and share the show, especially rating, especially sharing, whether or not you click that crooked arrow and share it to whatever platform you have, or someone comes up to you and they're like, hey, I've spent $10,000 in mutt. I'm in financial debt and my dad can't pay the heating bill, so I need to take my mind off of things. Z, what can they give them?
Well, here's a gun, and you can also listen to Red Light Homies on YouTube. Boys Jackie and Z are pretty fun.
Listen to Red Light Homies while you blow your brains out. Anyways, this was the homies Jackie and Z.
That's me.
And we'll see y'all next Monday.
Peace out.